In this tutorial, I will show what dynamic and static routing is and how to set it up on a Weidmüller router. First, I will explain what routing is. Then, I will look at static routing. Next, I will introduce dynamic routing using OSPF. After that, I will look on the use case of routing. And lastly, I will show you the training setup. Routing is the process of forwarding data between different networks. When a device wants to communicate with a device in another network, the router must know where to send the traffic. To do this, a router uses routing tables that contain information about reachable networks and the paths to those networks. Routes can be configured manually or learned automatically. Static routing means that routes are configured manually by the network administrator. The administrator tells the router exactly where a destination network can be reached. In our example, the router from the first network must know that the network 192.168.6.0 can be reached through the router from the second network. Accordingly, the router from the second network have to know that the network 192.168.3.0 can be reached through the router from the first network. Dynamic routing automatically exchanges routing information between routers. Instead of manually creating routes, the router learns available networks from each other. In this example, OSPF is used to establish routing information automatically. Routing is required whenever devices are located in different networks. It allows a router to determine the correct path to a destination network and forward traffic accordingly. Without routing, devices could only communicate within their own local network. For this exercise, configure all devices according to the network diagram. Don't forget to set the gateway. As you can see here, this is necessary for the switch to find its basic path to other networks. The further routing into other networks is part of the router then. The PC is located in the network 192.168.3.0/24 and uses 192.168.3.254 as its default gateway. On the left side, the router connects the local LAN network 192.168.3.0/24 to the WAN network 192.168.10.0/24. On the right side, the second router connects the WAN network to the remote LAN network 192.168.6.0/24. The two routers communicate through the WAN network using the addresses 192.168.10.3 and 192.168.10.6. To enable communication between both LAN networks, routes must be configured on both routers. The first route defines the forward path from the network 192.168.3.0/24 to the remote network 192.168.6.0/24. The second route defines the return path from the network 192.168.6.0/24 back to 192.168.3.0/24. Both routes are required. If only one route is configured, devices can send traffic in one direction, but responses cannot find their way back. After the forward route and return route have been configured successfully, devices in both networks can communicate with each other through the routers. Now let's configure the devices. First, make sure you have configured the IP addresses and gateways exactly like on the slide. Then connect the devices. Now let's configure the static route. For that, go to the web interface of the router and navigate to configuration and then to network. Go to IP routing. Make sure the static tab is selected. Click on the Add button to add a new entry to the table. Set the destination IP to 192.168.6.0. This is the network address. Then set the prefix to 24. And the gateway to 192.168.10.6. This is the router from the second network. Make sure the interface is any. Then apply the settings. Now we must reach the other router. The simplest way is to enable masquerading on the WAN side to configure the other router. Next, go to the web interface of the second router. Navigate to IP routing like on the other router. Here enter the destination IP 192.168.3.0 and the prefix 24. Next, the gateway 192.168.10.3. And last, make sure the interface is any. Then apply the settings. Then switch of the masquerading on WAN again, because the router setting is done now. Now try to reach the switch from the second router. And we see the routing works. Now let's configure the whole thing dynamic. We start with the second router, as this allows configuration without using masquerading again. First, navigate to the Dynamic tab. Next, enable OSPF on the LAN and WAN site. And apply the settings. Then delete the static routes and apply the settings. Do the same things on the other router. Now try to reach the switch from the second router. And we see the routing works. Now you have learned what dynamic and static routing is and how to set it up on a Weidmüller router. Thank you for watching.